Hey, good morning, Joe. Morning coffee. Cheers. So as always, you guys are always free to ask me questions. Usually the questions I get is always related to like editing and whatnot, right? So as always, I'm happy to answer questions, within reason, obviously. So one question I got asked, how do me and Paul like schedule our work, right? Like what days do we edit and how do we film and all that stuff and so on, right? Actually, it's a long answer, right? Mainly the reason why I got asked this question is because someone's trying to start their own YouTube channel and like basically he has a family or they have a day job and all this other stuff, and pretty much like I guess they want to figure out a way to add more time for them to make their videos or to edit and all the shit, right? Because as most of you may know, making a video can take time, right? Whether it's filming and editing or rendering, uploading, sharing it and all that shit, it adds up big time. So how do we schedule our editing and filming and all that stuff, right? Actually, it's not a simple answer. And the reason why it's not simple is because it's actually something kind of like landed in place little by little, right? When I first started working for Paul or any YouTubers in general, it was more of a side project for me, like a side hustle. Because originally, I wanted to be in movies, right? I want to be like a VFX artist or stuff like that, right? That was my main goal, is work for like a VFX studio and all that stuff, right? I was still working in construction, and then like I met Paul and then Kyle. But I mainly started working with Paul. So I got a video every other week. It wasn't that much, right? Well, I still had my day job. And then, I had my relationship with my girlfriend. So I had to schedule that mainly in the afternoons, right? Or in the weekends, early in the mornings to edit it. Or the moment as soon as I got home from work, from a construction job, I just edit. Whatever free time I had, I'll just make a video. But again, the video was every other week, right? When I first started working for like Paul. Eventually I got a second job working at Walgreens, a graveyard shift. Me and my dad, we got into an argument. And then like I just stopped working with them, got a graveyard shift working at Walgreens. At first it was like 3 days out of the week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll go in at 11 o'clock at night, then I'll get out at 7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that sucked ass. Well, I did that. I was still working with Paul. Like again, it was a video every other week and not too often, right? Eventually, me and my dad, I guess we talked, so I started working with them again. I kept my graveyard shift working at Walgreens, and I was still working with Paul. Again, a video every other week, and then, around this time, he was asking me for help to go to Vegas with them or to go to, like, Taipei, right? So I had to, schedule time off from my other two jobs. Eventually, I quit my graveyard shift job. I talked to Paul, and I asked him if he needs me to help him more. I have more time available, so he started giving me more work. Eventually, I stopped working in construction altogether. Then I asked Paul if, he needs me more. I'm more available to be helping him out more full time. So yeah, it was a slow transition. This happened about almost 2 years. So that was a transition, right? It was rough. So anyways, the point of this video is that like finding a schedule that me and Paul working together, it kind of like developed over time, little by little, right? I'll link a video from a YouTuber that I'm following at the moment. His name is Dan Locke. He talks about time management, right? Time management is life management. And yeah, around that time I had to like basically decide, okay, what's important to me and what's not. So I mean, to keep this video short, I mean, like if you're trying to like schedule more time for yourself to make videos or want to find ways how you can like make more times for your own personal projects, then obviously you just need to like actually sit down and like maybe with a pen and paper and like start writing out what's actually important to you, right? For me, basically, I don't hang out anymore. That's something that I don't really do. I don't really just go to people's houses and just sit there and drink and watch TV or play video games. I don't do that anymore. I actually stopped playing video games for a while, when I was busy at that time because I just didn't have the time to do it. So I didn't play video games that much anymore. I mean, I'm playing some video games now, but it's mainly just for fun. And also like since me and Paul, we do like gameplay testing out these computers. I stopped going to concerts, stuff like that, because it can take up a day, going to a concert and shit like that. Like the only time I make time to go out and hang out is just with my girlfriend. And that's mainly on the weekends, right? But during the week, strictly available just for Paul because Paul, working with Paul is a priority for me. And that's pretty much all it is to it, really. Just figure out what's your priority. If there are people that you don't give a fuck about, then there's really no fucking point of you hanging out with them, right? Simple as that. It's just time to go fuck themselves. I mean, like, you got your priorities, right? If you're at home and it's a full house, you need to, like, start letting people know, be like, hey, I need to work on something. Give me, like, 3 hours before you knock on my door, please. Unless it's an emergency, but, you gotta let people know that your time now is very important and you got to set time and focus on your own personal projects, right? Whatever they may be. So it's gonna suck. In regards to me having the goal to be a VFX artist, that's something that was kind of rough, but I had to decide to like cut back on, right? I don't really practice much VFX work anymore because like between, doing videos, spending time with my girlfriend, doing personal house chores, grocery shopping, and wash my car, paying bills or whatever, like it's there, but it's not a priority anymore, right? And like I don't really focus too much on doing VFX work anymore. Before I wanted to do like crazy like 3D animations and all that. I still do it as in the sense of my dailies, but the drive or the effort is not as much as it was, right? Because that drive and effort, I needed to like save it for say pause videos and all that, because that has more priority now. And also my relationship with my girlfriend, right? That has priority as well. So I gotta make time for that. Also, I'm trying to put my priority into my health. So every other day to go to the gym, I need to cook dinner, because I'm home. So like I need to put like an hour or two there to cook dinner, clean the dishes, all that shit. I have a pet, again, it's just priorities, really. You need to cut out the shit that's not important and keep the shit that is important, right? So thanks for your questions. As always, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or my YouTube channel. Leave comments and I'll get back to you, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions, right? In the meantime, more coffee.